Hello, my name is Travis Meguinis. TSUUT'INA to all of you great TSUUT'INA Nation members. I'd like to take time to thank those of you that stopped to scan the QR code on my campaign. I just want to say thank you to Margaret Bigplume and Tracy Dodgenhorse for the nomination of Minor Chief. Also, Esther Jacobs and Kylie McGinnis for nominating me for Head Chief. As a past leader, I was elected 20 years ago. In my late 20s and early 30s, I was a young man when I served in a position as council member. But I also had the duty of becoming a police commissioner for the great TSUUT'INA Nation, as well as a national police commission. Since then, I've worked off the nation for the last 5 years. But coming from bloodlines of generational leadership, as my late father Harvey McGinnis served in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and his grandmother, my great-grandmother, Bessie McGinnis, who was the daughter of Sarah Bigplume, the sister of the hereditary chief Joe Bigplume, which our band office is named after. So we come from proud leadership bloodlines as well, and deep roots here in the great TSUUT'INA Nation. I just want to give a little bit of information of our past. As a McGinnis leader and family member, I just want to say it's an honor and it's very humbling to run in this position of minor chief. I held this position, got elected and re-elected, and I'd like to say during our time as leaders in the early 2000s to the late 2010, we have done a lot of good economic development. But one thing I do see that we left behind was our traditions and our culture. We need to focus more on our ceremonies and our language and make that our North Star and our rock and our foundation. As leaders, I do believe it's important to be honest and truthful. And that truthful and that honesty comes from our ceremonies. And it comes from our language, which is God Creator given. We as First Nations people have been very colonized, and I see that right across this great country. As I work off the nation as a leader, an active leader that works for many different chiefs, and have partnerships with 3 different treaty areas, as well as unceded territories in BC, which I serve as the chairman and CEO, Natural Law Energy, which is a sovereign organization that was developed to go after and seek major projects. And one thing we like to say is Natural Law Energy hunts for major projects, and our license to hunt is our sovereign territories and God Creator given natural laws. So we as First Nations have to stay close to our language as well as our ceremonies, as that's our North Star. And I like to mention the 4 P's: people, planet, protocol, and prosperity. If we practice these 4 P's in a good direction, everything will always be successful. But we also must train our thought to have succession planning on top of that success. And never leave our people behind. Never leave our young ones, our old ones, to stagger behind us. Like a lone wolf and a lead wolf, we must lead from behind as leaders and let our people walk ahead. To ignite, to empower our people is our job as leaders. So I give thanks to all those leaders that have worked that way, to empower our people. And we need to do that in small business as well, empower our people. We need to do that in all areas, from handicap to education to special needs. We need to empower our people. We need to empower our women leaders, help them move forward as men. And I'd like to thank all of you for your time that you took today to scan the QR code We are all good people. We come from great families and from a great nation. So if you want more than change in your pocket these next 3 years, support me, Travis Meguinis, on November 22nd, and I'll support you as well as support our great nation, the TSUUT'INA Nation.